YouTube, my name is Mesa Sean, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Alright folks, it is Thursday, and you know what that means. We're going to go over the latest Destiny 2 news, including the This Week at Bungie. Now, yesterday, they nerfed the Lie quest and changed up the multipliers when it came to doing the Seraph Towers. And I always record my intros to these videos a little bit earlier in the day, and right now looking at Destiny Item Manager, we're at about 17% completion of the first step, so it wouldn't surprise me if we don't even get to the next step until late next week. But once again, like I mentioned yesterday, let me know in the comment section, are you participating in the Seraph Towers since they gave it the good old little nerf? Alright guys, let me show you something really cool. Guys, I gotta recommend you this game called War Robots, where you destroy enemies, choose different weapons, and fight with friends. Now, you want to think of this game as you're not the robot, you are the pilot, and you're commanding this mechanized thing, not just some soulless machine. You're the pilot, you control it, you decide which tactic to choose. When you want to choose a robot, there's 61 different robots and 67 weapons they can use, and the robots are going to vary. Some are huge and strong, others are small and fast. Some have different shields, some have different abilities, but all in all, you choose which one based on your tactical strategy. Download the game now and use my special link in the description, okay? You're going to get the Gareth robot with a unique skin, a full set of weapons, 100 gold, and 400,000 silver. You'll also get an extra cool bonus of a cool robot and a legendary pilot on the levels 10 and 23 if you download the game until May 21st. So don't lose your chance, guys. Overall, guys, I think you're gonna like this one. This one's a lot of fun, this game, guys. I definitely would download it now. It's easy to get into. Just hop right into the action and have fun blowing up some other people in their robots. There's also clans that you can join, which are a lot of fun. So, guys, I appreciate you supporting me and also supporting my sponsors. So click that link in the description and get that welcome bonus. I appreciate your understanding with me doing sponsors, guys, because they're not a bad thing, guys. Right now with YouTube right now, things are pretty bad and we rely on sponsors, so I appreciate it. And guys, check out that game. It is a lot of fun. All right, let's get into the video, guys. If you enjoy it, hit that like button, but if you really want to help me out, hit subscribe for daily Destiny 2 content. I want to earn your subscription, and of course, leave me a comment. All right, let's get into the news. We're going to dive into the This Week at Bungie, which does have some juicy information regarding max power level, infusion, new engrams, and so forth. Now, they kick it off with talking about max power levels, okay? And they kind of tack on to what Luke Smith talked about in his director's cut that he published early on in this year. So let's go through what they're doing. Some I'll read verbatim, and then I'll chime in here and there. So the dev team says, today we're going to talk about changes to the infusion system that are coming to Destiny 2. Now, these changes are going to be visible starting in Season 11, but won't start impacting your arsenal until Season 12. More on that in a bit. We want the sandbox to feel interesting, exciting, and dynamic, and to evolve in compelling ways over time in the same way that the game evolves. Our weapons are the primary way that players interact with the world, and season over season we want players to discover new weapons that feel powerful, have interesting new perks to explore, and power that builds the player craft in new and unexpected ways. So let's see what exactly they're doing here. So the changes to the infusion system we're talking about today are designed to promote the following. We want you to more frequently earn and enjoy more powerful and standout gear. Right now, if a new legendary weapon isn't better than the current best in class, there is no reason to replace your existing weapon with it. If a new legendary weapon is better than the current best in class, we risk power creep, removing challenge from the game, or making the item mandatory / the only option for challenging activities. Both above points apply equally to new mods and perks as well. They continue with power weapons can be era defining, but eventually those eras need to end so that new eras can begin. We want strong weapons to have their time in the sun, and whenever possible, we want you to expect and prepare for powerful gear to cycle out of the endgame meta. We can't solve this by just making weapons that are always better than the previous one. This will steadily lower the time to kill in both PvP and PvE until the combat sandbox is neither fun nor tactical. We want to foster a gradually evolving meta that will regularly, promote experimentation and debate. We believe Destiny is at its best when you have a new desirable thing to pursue and when you have active debates with your clanmates about which of those new things to bring into into a new raid or which is going to be hot in Trials next season. So let's take a look at the nitty-gritty, and here's how the changes are going to work. Each legendary weapon and piece of armor will have a max power level it can reach through infusion. Exotics will not have a max power level. Keep that in mind, folks. The max power level for these items will be set at the player power cap, attainable 3 seasons after its release. 4 seasons in total. This means all legendary gear has a 1-year span of time during which it can be used in activities where being at or near the power cap is important, difficult, and power-enabled activities. The max power level for these items will be visible in the game in Season 11, but no items will be at their max power level at the start of Season 11. So this means all of your gear will be relevant in all activities during Season 11. You'll be able to see what the max power level is for all of your gear, and you can plan accordingly. So continuing here, at the start of Season 12, weapons and armor released in Seasons 1 through 8 will have a max power level at the Season 11 power cap. Gears from Season 9, 10, 11, and 12 will all be infusible to new player power caps for 1 year after their release. Weapons and armor from the Last Wish and Garden of Salvation raids will be granted exceptions and will have a higher max power level. Now, those are the basics, but they do give an example to kind of put it all together. So they pose a question. Can I still use gear that has reached its max power level? They say yes. You will always be able to equip and use any piece of gear. Reaching the player power cap is beneficial, but not strictly required for most activities within Destiny. You can continue to equip and use all gear in these activities. The next question. This applies to armor as well as weapons, and the simple answer is yes. All legendary gear that provides power will have a max power level. Starting in Season 12, armor will no longer have a seasonally rotating 4th mod slot. Instead, there will be a mod slot that accepts mods introduced into the game throughout a full year. We recognize that the current need to replace your armor every 2 to 3 seasons and hoard armor from past seasons, well, is undesirable. Transmog is coming, which they talked about in the last week, This Week at Bungie, will give you the ability to keep your favorite looks and apply them to new armor pieces with higher max power levels. Next question for this example, well, when gear drops after its debut season, what will its max power level be? It will have the same max power level as it did in its initial season release. Note, this is different than gear that is reissued. And they say, see next question. Well, the next question is, will gear ever have its max power level updated? And they say not directly, but gear can be reused in future seasons. These reissued versions will have a new max power level based on the season in which it was reissued. We're going to experiment with how and when gear is reissued into the game throughout Year 4. Let us know what you think of the different methods as you experience them. Now, there's a lot to take in there, and I'm going to hold my judgment and maybe make a summary video this weekend as to my real thoughts on this, because I need to digest this all myself, because this feels a little weird here. Let me finish this here, or this section at least. We're committed to Destiny 2 continuing to grow and evolve for years to come. And a part of that continued evolution is the curation of an interesting, exciting, and dynamic player sandbox. And hence why I said last week, well, Destiny 3 is probably not coming anytime soon. They continue. The introduction of max power level will allow us to create exciting new gear more frequently without significantly concerns of permanent power creep, which is unsustainable in any game. This should also open up creative and experimental builds season over season, while letting you anticipate and prepare for how the sandbox will change over time. And yeah, we need more experimental builds, because I feel like after Season of the Undying, I really stopped making build guides and really caring about my build other than throwing on mods. Next up, Robbie Stevens from Bungie talks about Redacted Engrams, and he says, well, in Season 11, we're trying something new with how and where you can earn seasonal rewards. So far, each season in Year 3 has Follow the formula, where the seasonal activity, Vex Offensive, Sundial, Bunkers, Seraph Tower will ask for a significant amount of playtime to earn rewards. While we believe that new content should be one of the best places to earn new rewards, we also realize that Destiny 2 is a big game and it can be frustrating to have so much of your playtime dictated by and focused solely on seasonal activities. Now, with that being said, so he says, in Season 11, seasonal rewards will drop from completing core activities, Strikes, Crucible, Gambit, as well as basically every other activity within a game, and we're going to go through a detailed list below. We want to make engaging with the entire game feel rewarding, and for every play session to give you a chance at earning seasonal loot. In addition to new rewards, Season 11 also will feature 2 returning weapons from each of the Season of the Undying, Season of Dawn, and Season of the Worthy, for a total of 6 weapons that are free for all players. Now he continues with that we can influence those rewards and chase god rolls and high stat armor, and here's how. Over the last few seasons, well, we've introduced weapon bounties that give you agency to chase specific rewards. While addressing bounty fatigue will be an effort that extends beyond Year 3 for the upcoming season, we've moved away from weapon bounties as part of that effort. Instead, we're introducing a new type of Redacted Engram that contains a majority of Season 11 rewards, and by spending seasonal currency, you can influence the contents of this Redacted Engram. And he gives us a little example here to clear up any confusion. He says, let's imagine if we launched this Redacted Engram in Season of the Worthy. Imagine this engram contained all of the Season of the Worthy weapons and armor. Now imagine you could take this engram to a Seraph bunker and spend seasonal currency to focus the contents of this engram so it only contains the, well, Seraph SMG and shotgun. By focusing this Redacted Engram in Season 11, you can choose your reward. This includes the ability, once you have earned it, to focus engrams so they only contain Season 11 armor with high stat packages. All free players and Season Pass owners will receive Redacted Engrams while playing Season 11. However, only Season Pass owners can access the full suite of focusing categories in Season 11. So here's a preview of the Redacted Engram focusing categories that all players can access after completing Season 11's opening quest. Season 11 armor focusing reduces the number of rewards in the engram so it only contains Season 11 armor, and also previous season weapon focusing converts the rewards in the engram so it only contains the 6 weapons that are returning from Season of the Undying, Dawn, and Worthy. When Season 11 launches, all players will get 3 focusing categories, and Season Pass owners will have access to an additional 15. And here's a list of them in Season 11. We have Redacted, so those are going to be 2 new activities. Public events, Strikes, Gambit, Crucible, Dungeons, Raids, Adventures, Nightmare Hunts, Forges, Reckoning, Menagerie, Escalation Protocol, and Blind Well. I think this is a really good thing, guys, because now we can pretty much play all the different activities in the game, and they will have some meaning to it. He also makes a note that in addition to the above list, Redacted Engrams have a chance to drop when defeating combatants anywhere in the system, similar to a Legendary Engram. They share the same loot pool as Legendary Engrams, and when you hit that loot pool, you have a 66% chance to earn a Redacted Engram and a 34% chance to earn a Legendary Engram. So I do like where they're going with this. I want to go back and play some of those old activities that I kind of miss actually at this point. I'm sick of doing some of the seasonal stuff, especially those Seraph Towers right now. Are you doing them? Let me know in the comment section. And then Cosmo at the end just says, next week we'll share more changes coming to how you earn rewards in Season 11. So that's it, guys. Leave me a good old hashtag made it to the end if you did make it to the end. If you'd like to further support this channel and become a channel member, click the link in the description or click join on screen. We've got an awesome Destiny 2 Mesa Army community over on Discord, and the channel members set up a clan for PC, Xbox, and PS4. Alright guys, drop a like in this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream. Usually always on YouTube, and that's it. I am out of here like Vladimir.